made from Chicago to the world on www.wakeupdancing.com. Harv Roman here. It is Sunday, the 5th day of December, Y2K plus 10. Why am I giving you the date? Because it is exactly 1 week after my final live broadcast at WCEV 1450 AM in Chicago as Club Kids Radio ended a 5-year run at AM 1450. Before that, it was an 8-year run at WLUW, which was 88.7 FM, and before that, it was a 10-year run that we did over at WCYC, the original 90.5 FM right here in Chicago. And I decided that we have to keep the program alive, so we're going to keep the program alive at www.wakeupdancing.com, which is where you've been able to hear all kinds of music and interviews, be it freestyle music and interviews, be it Club Kids Radio programs, be it stuff that I did back in the day at WCYC. You've been able to find it at www.wakeupdancing.com. Well, now what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to find new, remixed, reproduced editions of Club Kids Radio, along with everything else that I'm going to continue to do with freestyle music and interview artists. And I'm telling you that it is December the 5th, Y2K plus 10, intentionally, so you know that this is kind of an all-new edition of Club Kids Radio, but then not so much, because what we're going to do today, we're going to give you Kidbits, the best of Club Kids Radio. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at it as kind of a break. It's going to be a December breakicito. You know, it's the holiday season. Thanksgiving's a couple of weeks gone. Christmas is coming up in a couple of weeks. And we don't mind not being at the bus stop or the train station when the weather's a little insane. So maybe it's poetic that we're no longer at AM 1450, because I no longer will be sitting at the bus stop and waiting and waiting and waiting. But I'm looking forward to when that time comes. In the meanwhile, we'll be at www.wakeupdancing.com. In case you're wondering, Tour Guides continues. The Chicago Tours Never See. That is all through December up until the 18th on Fridays and Saturdays at the Chicago Center for Performing Arts, 777 North Green Street. You want to check that out. That all-new interview up at www.wakeupdancing.com. And I've got some YouTube footage up on that. You want to go to the Harv Roman channel on YouTube. Madeline Camacho continues with the Urban Theater of Chicago's production of Brain People. That continues up and through, when is the last day for that? It's gonna happen up and through December the 12th. So there's only one more weekend of that. That's next weekend, and you don't want to miss out on that. And then finally, this is leading into the Kidbit that you're about to hear as we do Kidbits, the best of Club Kids Radio, featuring the kids. And then next week we'll feature the comics, and then the following week we'll feature the community who had visited Club Kids Radio throughout 2010. So December winds up being a tribute to 2010 at Club Kids Radio, which is not such a bad idea. If you're on the YouTube now, of course you're not looking at the inside of a radio station. You are actually looking inside my kitchen. This is part of my multi-million-dollar studio in the kitchen of Roman Empire Music Management and Entertainment Company. Wow, I've already been talking for about 4 minutes. But the first Kidbit that we're going to do, Edwin Garcia, one of my club kids, was in studio. Elisardi Castro was also in studio, and Alexi Castro, 3-year-old, was also in studio. And this particular Kidbit is they're going to surprise me with some shocking and some awing news about what is going to happen at the Holiday Giggle, which is on Wednesday, December 8th, 2010. These are the charities: St. Augustine College, Driven and Empowered Youth, Chicago Youth Center, Central Nuestro, Off the Street Club, Youth Guidance, Campaign for Better Healthcare, Golder College Prep, Youth Crossroads, and Las Tablas Performing Arts, Midwest Brain Injury Clubhouse, Instituto del Progreso Latino, and the Chicago Gems Women's Baseball Club. Those are all agencies that will benefit from this year's Holiday Giggle, which is at Joe's Bar on Wheat Street. You want to check that out. It begins at 6 p.m. and it's a $20 donation, but the donation ends up benefiting each of these charities, and then each of the charities is paired up with a comedian. For instance, Vince Garon, Ken Gar, Mike Van, Alex Ortiz, Joy Villa Gomez, Elisardi Castro, Brenda La Roca, Janine Dugan, Dale Zwada, and Sean Flannery are all going to represent one of those agencies. And also, as a part of the Holiday Giggle 2010, the news still surprises and shocks me, but it was given to me originally on a recent edition of Club Kids Radio. Edwin Garcia, 1052, you're here, you're representing From Chicago to the world, it is www.wakeupdancing.com. That is Kelly Clarkson with Life with S Without You. And I tried to play a kid bit during this particular edition of Club Kids Radio on www.wakeupdancing.com featuring Syra Vasquez. And you see all this equipment I have here in my multi-million-dollar kitchen studio? It would not queue up the Syra Vasquez kid bit. And it's right there. It's right there. Syra, you should have been right here at the kid bit, Best of Club Kids Radio, featuring the kids. And it would have been Syra talking about something that was important. She was going to be on the radio program with State Representative Cynthia Soto. So I'm sorry, Syra, that we couldn't use your kid bit. But we did get kid bit from DeUnder Conway. That was from, I think, in September. Persephone and Jeanette returning the radio, talking about Father's Day, and also the Karate Kid, the movie. We had Yenaru performing live, of course, featuring Princess P herself. We heard Eric Houlihan, the footballer, who's the son of Dora Houlihan, who's one of my ex-kids when I worked at the Erie House. We heard from Moises Flores and his daughter Amanda. They were reunited after 15 years. They talked about it, and they also talked about the difference in discipline between their generations. We had Justine, Izzy B, and Melina as a kid bit from back in June when they were talking about the Officer Friendly program over at the school that they are at. We heard from Samantha Pagan and Jose Arroyo, who were talking about their experience at Noble and the fact that they're running off to college, which was pretty neat. We also heard from Persephone and Jeanette talking about the Karate Kid part, the DVD, which I didn't realize I was going to play the other one because I thought it was part of something else. We heard Elisardi Castro and his son Alexei, 3-year-old, talk a little bit, and the first kid bit, of course, Elisardi and Edwin talking about what was happening at the Holiday Giggle. Wow. Running out of time here at www.wakeupdancing.com for this particular edition of Kid Bits, the Best of Club Kids Radio. Harv Roman, yes, you're looking over my shoulder and my multi-million-dollar phone system. We should see each other Wednesday, December the 8th, 2010 at the Holiday Giggle. Starts at 6 p.m. That's at Joe's on Wheat Street. I will be there to get an award. Wow, thank you to Michael Kendall. Thank you to the comics. Thank you to everybody that had a part in Club Kids Radio for the last 5 years. Thank you to Jeanette and Persephone for saving it, to Christina and her kids for also helping to save it, because they convinced me not to cancel it when I lost the gig at the Boys and Girls Clubs. Wow, time to fly. Talk to you soon, I hope. Leave it here. The next time around, Kid Bits, Best of Club Kids Radio, Best of the Comics. Yeah, that's it. This is how you broadcast from the kitchen. Thank you for looking at me over my shoulder. Now let's convert this to put it on wakeupdancing.com and also YouTube. Yeah, that's what this is for. See you later.